Listen, there comes a time in your life when you got to stop chasing what's running away from you. You got to stop knocking on doors that refuse to open. You got to stop calling on people who have already walked away. See, life is about forward motion. You can't keep looking back and expect to move ahead. Some of you are stuck in situations that no longer serve you, relationships, friendships, habits, and you know deep down it's time to let go. Not because you're weak, not because you don't care, but because you finally understand your worth. See, God didn't put you on this earth to beg for love, to plead for attention, or to convince someone to see your value. If they can't see it, that's on them. But you got to walk like you know who you are. You got to move like you've already won. Because the truth is, when you finally close that door, when you finally stop knocking, stop waiting, stop hoping, something better, something greater, something meant for you will finally have room to step in. So from this moment on, promise yourself this: you will not chase what's running. You will not beg for what's leaving. You will not lose yourself trying to hold on to what's already gone. Stand up, straighten your back, and walk forward, because your future is calling, and it ain't looking back. Stop chasing what's running away from you. If something or someone keeps slipping through your fingers, maybe it's not meant for you. Maybe life is trying to tell you something, but you're too busy running after what's already gone. You ever notice how the things that belong in your life just flow? The right people, the right opportunities, the right moments. They don't need to be forced. But when you keep chasing, when you keep begging, you put yourself in a position of lack. You tell the world that you don't believe you deserve better. You tell yourself that this is the only chance you'll ever have. But that's not true. That's fear talking. That's doubt creeping in, making you hold on to things that were never meant to stay. You have to ask yourself, why are you chasing something that keeps running? Why are you exhausting yourself for something that refuses to be caught? If it was meant for you, you wouldn't have to run after it. If it was yours, it would find its way to you. See, there's a difference between effort and desperation. Effort is working towards something that is growing with you. Desperation is holding on to something that is pulling away from you. And life will test you. It will make you want to hold on tighter. It will make you think that if you just try a little harder, just push a little more, things will work out. But sometimes the real test is in letting go. The real power is in knowing when to stop. Because when you stop chasing, you stop settling. When you stop settling, you make space for something greater. And when you make space, you finally allow what's truly meant for you to arrive. So stop chasing what's running away from you. What's meant for you will never need to be caught. Don't knock on doors that refuse to open. You stand there waiting, hoping, believing that if you just knock hard enough, long enough, someone will answer. But some doors are locked for a reason. Some doors were never meant for you to walk through. Yet you keep knocking, keep waiting, keep convincing yourself that this is the only way. You tell yourself that if you try a little harder, if you wait a little longer, things will change. But have you ever thought that maybe life is protecting you? Maybe that door is closed because there's nothing good on the other side. Maybe what you're so desperate to walk into will only bring you pain. But you don't see that because you're too focused on what you think you want. You're too afraid of the silence, too afraid to walk away. But listen, silence is an answer. No response is a response. A locked door is a message. And the more time you spend waiting at the wrong door, the more you delay what's truly meant for you, because while you're standing there, wasting your energy, there's another door waiting for you to notice it. A door that is already open, a door that leads to something better, something greater, something that welcomes you in without hesitation. But you'll never find it if you keep waiting where you don't belong. You'll never step into your blessings if you keep forcing what was never meant to be. So stop knocking on doors that refuse to open. Stop standing outside, hoping for an invitation that will never come. Turn around, walk away, and trust that what's ahead is far greater than anything you left behind. Recognize when it's time to let go of situations that no longer serve you. You feel it, that heaviness, that tension, that quiet voice inside telling you something isn't right, but you ignore it. You convince yourself to stay a little longer, to try a little harder, to give it one more chance. But deep down you know. You know when something is draining you more than it's feeding you. You know when a situation is taking more than it's giving. Yet you hold on because letting go feels like losing. You hold on because you're afraid of what happens next. But staying in something that no longer serves you isn't strength. It's fear disguised as loyalty. It's comfort disguised as purpose. And the longer you stay, the more you shrink, the more you settle, the more you betray yourself just to make it work. But life doesn't reward you for holding on to the wrong things. Life rewards you for having the courage to walk away, to stand up and say, this is not for me anymore. To understand that growth requires movement, and movement means leaving behind what no longer fits. Because not everything is meant to last forever. Not every situation, not every person, not every place. Some things come into your life to teach you, to shape you, to prepare you, but not to stay. And if you keep holding on, you block the very thing that's meant to take its place. You block your own growth, you block your own peace. So recognize when it's time to let go. Not because you're weak, not because you failed, but because you're finally strong enough to choose yourself. Know your worth. Never beg for love, attention, or validation. You were not put on this earth to convince anyone of your value. You were not meant to chase, to plead, to prove that you deserve to be seen. Real love, real respect, real connection, these things don't need to be begged for. They flow naturally. They come where they are welcome, where they are recognized, where they are appreciated. But the moment you start begging, the moment you start lowering yourself just to be accepted, you are telling the world that you don't believe you're enough. And that is a lie. You are already enough. You are already worthy. Not because someone says so, not because someone finally decides to notice you, but because you exist, because you are here, because you are whole, whether anyone sees it or not. Stop waiting for validation from people who can't even validate themselves. Stop breaking yourself into pieces just to fit into someone else's life. Because love that requires you to beg is not love. Attention that comes only when you suffer is not attention. And validation that disappears the moment you stop trying to please is not validation. You do not need to be anything other than yourself. You do not need to perform, to impress, to prove. If they cannot see your worth, that is their loss. If they cannot appreciate what you bring, that is their mistake. You do not need to chase people to keep them in your life. The right people will stay. The right people will see you. The right people will love you without conditions, without demands, without hesitation. So stand tall, own your value, and never, ever beg for what should be freely given. If someone doesn't see your value, it's their loss, not yours. You were never meant to spend your life proving yourself to people who refuse to see you. You were not created to shrink, to bend, to mold yourself into something more acceptable. Your worth is not based on their recognition. Your value does not decrease just because someone else refuses to acknowledge it. A diamond remains a diamond, whether someone admires it or walks past it without a glance. The sun continues to shine whether someone chooses to stand in its light or hide in the shade. And you are still worthy, still enough, still whole, whether they see it or not. Stop exhausting yourself trying to be enough for people who don't even know what they're looking for. Stop breaking yourself down just to fit into a spaces too small for your greatness. If someone chooses to overlook you, that is not a reflection of you, that is a reflection of them. Some people are blind to value until it's gone. Some people don't recognize gold when they're holding it. Some people will only understand what you were when you are no longer there. But by then it will be too late. By then you will have moved on. By then you will have realized that your value was never in their hands to begin with. So let them go. Let them walk away. Let them sit in their own misunderstanding while you continue to rise. Because someone not seeing your worth does not mean you have none. It just means they were never meant to experience the fullness of who you are. And that is their loss, not yours. Walk with confidence. Carry yourself like you've already won. Because the truth is, you have. You've made it through every bad day, every challenge, every storm that tried to break you. You faced moments of doubt, moments of fear, moments where you questioned if you were enough. And yet here you are, still standing, still rising, still moving forward. So why not walk like you know it? Why not step into every room like you belong there? Why not carry yourself like someone who has already won, because in many ways you have? Confidence isn't about having everything figured out. It's not about being the loudest, the strongest, or the most successful. Confidence is knowing that no matter what happens, you will handle it. It's understanding that failure is just another step towards success. That rejection is just redirection. That setbacks are only set up for something greater. You don't need permission to own your space. You don't need validation to walk with your head held high. Because confidence isn't given, it's chosen. It's a decision you make every single day, a decision to stand tall, to move with purpose, to believe in yourself even when no one else does, to walk like you already won, not because life has been easy, but because you refuse to let anything keep you down, because you know your worth, because you know your strength, because you know that no matter what comes next, you are already equipped to handle it. So walk with confidence, not someday, not when things are perfect, but now, because the moment you believe you've already won, the world will start to believe it too. Closing one door makes space for better things to enter your life. But that's the hard part, isn't it? Letting go. Walking away from something familiar, something comfortable, something you once thought would last forever. You hesitate because that door feels safe, even if it's no longer right for you, even if it's holding you back, even if deep down you know it's time to move on. But holding on to what no longer serves you only delays what's meant for you. You cannot receive what's ahead if your hands are full of what's behind. You cannot step into a new chapter while clinging to the last page. Life is always moving, always shifting, always evolving, and so must you. Sometimes a door closes suddenly, without warning, without an explanation, and you stand there, confused, wondering why. But not every closed door is a loss. Sometimes it's protection. Sometimes it's preparation. Sometimes it's life making room for something greater than you could have imagined, a better opportunity, a deeper love, a stronger version of yourself. But you won't find it standing in front of a door that will never open again. You have to trust. Trust that when something leaves, something better is on its way. Trust that endings are not punishments, but transitions. Trust that life is not taking from you, it's making space for more. So close the door, not with sadness, not with regret, but with faith. Because what's meant for you will never require you to stay in places that have already served their purpose. Don't wait, don't hope, move forward with purpose. Too many people spend their lives waiting for the right time, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for a sign that may never come. But life doesn't wait. Time keeps moving, whether you're ready or not. And every second you spend hoping things will change on their own is a second you could have used to make that change happen. Hope is not a strategy. Wishing is not action. Dreaming without doing is just another way to stay stuck. You say you want more, you say you want better, but are you moving toward it? Are you stepping forward even when it's uncomfortable? Are you making choices that align with the life you say you want? Because nothing happens until you move. Nothing changes until you take that first step. And it won't always be easy. There will be doubt. There will be fear. There will be moments when you wonder if you're on the right path. But hesitation is the enemy of progress. Overthinking is the fastest way to nowhere. You don't need all the answers to begin. You don't need a perfect plan to take the first step. What you need is action. What you need is movement. What you need is to trust yourself enough to go forward, even when the road ahead isn't fully clear. So don't wait. Don't sit there hoping things will magically fall into place. Move with purpose. Walk toward what you want, and let the path reveal itself along the way. Stand strong, embrace change, and trust the journey ahead. Life will not always go the way you planned. Doors will close, people will leave, situations will shift before you're ready. And in those moments, you will have a choice: to resist or to rise, to fight against the inevitable or to stand tall and move with it. Change is not your enemy. Uncertainty is not your downfall. They are simply part of the journey. A journey that will take you places you never expected. A journey that will shape you in ways you never imagined, but only if you allow it. Only if you stop fearing what's ahead and start trusting that it's leading you somewhere greater. You are not meant to stay the same. You are not created to remain stuck in one place, one mindset, one version of yourself. Growth demands movement. Strength demands challenges. And life demands that you keep going, even when the road is unfamiliar. So stand strong, not just when things are easy, not just when life makes sense, but when everything feels uncertain, when the old ways no longer work, when you are being pulled towards something new, something unknown, something bigger than you can see right now. Embrace it. Embrace the discomfort, the lessons, the transformation. Because the journey ahead is not meant to break you. It is meant to build you. It is meant to bring you closer to the person you are meant to become. So trust it, trust the process, trust yourself, and keep moving forward. Your future is calling. Answer it by moving forward, not looking back. But too many people stay stuck in yesterday, replaying old memories, holding on to past mistakes, wishing things had turned out differently. But no amount of looking back will change what has already happened. No amount of regret will rewrite the story. The past is a lesson, not a destination. It was never meant to hold you captive. It was meant to prepare you, to teach you, to shape you into the person who is ready for what's next. But you can't step into your future while your heart is still tied to what's behind you. You can't move forward while carrying the weight of things you were meant to release. Every time you look back, you delay your own progress. Every time you hold on to what's already gone, you close the door on what's trying to enter. Your future is waiting for you to wake up, waiting for you to say yes, waiting for you to finally let go of the past and step into the life you were meant to live. But it won't wait forever. Opportunities pass, time moves on, and if you keep looking behind you, you'll miss what's right in front of you. So stop reliving old stories, stop second guessing what's already done. The only thing you control is what happens next. The only power you have is in the choices you make today. And today you have a choice, to stay stuck in what was or to step boldly into what could be. Your future is calling. Will you answer? Your future is calling. Not yesterday, not last year, right now. It's waiting for you to move, to grow, to step into the life you were meant to live. So stop looking back. Stop holding on to what's already gone. Step forward with confidence, because everything you've been waiting for is ahead of you, not behind. If this message spoke to you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join me on this journey of growth and mindset transformation right here on DM Mindset. Your future is waiting. Go claim it.